No, I would say definitely mischievous reporting, because you see, if something is mentioned, somebody may get it wrong by misunderstanding something. But when something isn't mentioned at all, and this was the seminar that I participated in Fiji, and in fact something similar to that happened previously in a previous seminar in Fiji when Keith Asopardi was there, and they actually included a reference to Gibraltar saying that if there was a sovereignty claim, self-determination didn't apply, and it was the same issue, and but it stayed there. On this occasion, I was alerted to this before I went, and in fact I changed my speech to give the emphasis right at the beginning to highlighting this, and in effect what I was doing was, independent of my explanation about the issues that affect us as a non-self-governing territory and the correctness of how to deal with it, which is where we have our difference with Spain, I first started off effectively by putting a formal official complaint, because that's what I was doing. I was saying it's absolutely disgraceful that we come here, this seminar is for you to hear our views, and then you go on and record something that no one has said, because neither the Spanish representative nor myself had made any reference to what was in that report in Fiji.
Quadrilateral talks.
The quadrilateral talks, which is this idea that the Spaniards come up with, which was that instead of a tripartite, there should be 4 sides, and that in effect we should be downgraded to a municipality. So there would be 2 municipalities, a British and a Spanish municipality, and 2 governments. That has been rejected totally by both UK and ourselves.
And how do you think it made it into the report?
Well, I think, frankly, that in all probability, it was a rapporteur, who is the representative of Chile, who's flipped it in, and he's probably the guy who did the same thing years ago in Fiji. And it could have passed unnoticed because it was buried in the report, It was just sheer luck that I spotted the reference to the quadrilateral. In addition to that, there were other elements of the report that were inaccurate, and what I said was there are 2 issues here. One is that it's totally unacceptable and a discredit to this organization if you put in reports things that don't happen. And secondly, what you cannot do is put the view of our status vis-a-vis the UK as if the UK view and our view was the same. The UK doesn't just say in the United Nations that we are not a colony. It says none of its 10 territories are colonies, which is nonsense because none of the 10 territories agrees with the UK, and we don't either. And I insisted that there should be a very clear distinction as to which is the Gibraltar government view and which is the UK view as to what our present status is. And the argument was, it's quite simple. Look, if I believed I wasn't a colony, I wouldn't be here arguing for my decolonization.